I'm Michaela.
I'm Jenna.
I'm Chloe.
And this is
Our Kindred Chaos.
But, because you have to really talk right into it like that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is our official first podcast, and we decided to do it today because Chloe's in town for 0.3 seconds. She literally flew in yesterday, and she flies out tomorrow. So we decided it would be best for content now while we're all together. And yeah, that's why we're here. More to come.
I don't know why I thought you said Mordecai.
Mordecai!
Dude, speaking of which, freaking regular show.
Rigby.
The regular show is now on Hulu. You know that?
No, I didn't.
Disney Plus and I don't have Hulu.
All I keep
That
thinking
sucks.
is my mom.
Well, the thing is, you say it now. If you were to make those jokes, we could say that.
Yeah.
Because
It's our mom.
It's our mom.
We are siblings.
Really?
We look nothing alike. Okay. So we decided it was best to kind of talk about a follower question. One person asked us to talk about sisterhood after you aren't living together and are in different phases of life. So, for those that don't know, I have been married almost 5 years, and I have 2 little girls. One's 2.5, and then one is about 7 months now. And so I'm a little bit further ahead in life. And Jenna.
Yeah. I got to think about how long have I been married?
5 seconds.
Well,
like 8 months.
8 months, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I've been married 8 months. Have a kid on the way.
And we just found out
And we
today.
just found out today it's a girl. So we're adding to the granddaughter list, apparently.
Apparently, no one in our family can make boys.
Did you see that from our great grandma?
No, what did she say?
She commented and said, "I don't think your side can make boys, but
Oh my
congratulations." I was like,
Okay, listen, but the
Great grandma be
the
savage.
thing is it's the guy who determines the sex, so it's their fault.
their swimmers be swimming circles. That's all I'm saying.
Swimmers ain't even swimming.
Those Y chromosomes be dying immediately. No Y chromosomes in these houses.
Oh yeah, it's my turn. How do I even talk about this?
What is currently going on in your life?
Pretty much. I feel like I'm being interrogated right now.
Who are you dating? What is going on? Are you living alone? Are you?
I sure hope I'm living alone.
You have your dog.
Yeah, I do. Okay, anyway. I've been out of the house living in Florida for almost 2 years now. I believe so. And then, had a rough life when it comes to relationships, was in a 5-year-long relationship, and then obviously that crashed and burned, as it probably should have. And then I've been on kind of my single journey for 7 months, I would say. And then finally met somebody, and we've been hitting it off pretty well. But I've also been trying to search for jobs, and nobody wants me. So trying real hard to just put applications in, and I just haven't heard a single thing. And that's been rough. But I have an internship, so at least that's going good.
So she's jobless and single. No, I'm just kidding. She's not. Well,
Not
not technically. But yes, she is in the talking stage of life, which I have not done in 8 years. And Jenna hasn't done in 3, right? Is that how long you guys have been together?
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years, 2 years, something like that. So while Jenna's kind of catching up, we're in similar stages. Chloe's coming up the rear, fighting strong.
To be expected for the last child anyways, but I'm sorry.
She's got time. She's got time.
Be fighting men and alligators.
So, yes, Jen and I live in Oklahoma, and Chloe currently lives in Florida, which is big sad, but it's fine. She's enjoying it. We enjoy visiting her. We love Florida, and she loves alligators. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
She does not love alligators. There's a huge pond behind
Alligators
where
love
she
me.
lives. So we always, when we go to Florida, you always assume there's a gator in there. Any body of water.
I mean, that's why you don't see people swimming in there. Obviously, if they did, they wouldn't be coming out.
Nom 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 nom. But anyway, as it relates to sisterhood, I guess. Obviously, I think we kind of talked about this before, but it's different. But I feel like I've also gotten so used to it by now. Like I said, I've been married 5 years and 2 kids. The one thing that I say like will change a lot. Obviously, you're not living together anymore. You don't get to see each other every single day. But for the most part, we're pretty good at talking daily. At least a little bit.
At least the 2 of us. Sometimes it's hard to get a hold of the youngest.
You know, sometimes I just look at the text and I swipe out of it and I forget to respond.
She responds mentally. This is something that happens often in our family. At least between Chloe and I. Michaela always responds.
Because I'm home all the time.
She's got
I have nothing else to do. I am a stay-at-home mom. I talk to a toddler and a baby all day.
She's over here like, sisters, I don't have any friends.
And then there's that. That's another thing we can kind of talk about. Like, as all of us have gotten older, and I don't want to say I don't... Shut up. I don't want to say I don't have friends, because... Like, I have people that I can talk to, and if I needed to go to somebody, like, I have people that I can go to. Like, I have that safe space. However, I wouldn't say that there's anybody in my life, like, other than my husband and my family, that I just go out of my way to hang out with, like, all the time. Obviously, I'll make...
Keep going.
I'll make plans with people here and there and, you know, go out and talk, but most of the people that are I'm friends with are also moms. So we can relate in that aspect of life. However, I don't know. I have a lot of trust issues. Especially, like, I have been burned a lot in the past with friends, and it's really hard for me just to want to, like, dedicate myself 110% to people. I don't want to be that person and be like, I don't have any friends. Because, you know, I do. I just, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it necessarily. If I have, like, any real problems, usually I go to you two and talk about them.
Oh, yeah. Even when you have problems with us, you'll
take it to one of us.
you'll take it to one of us.
I'll hash it out. Sometimes I say it to your face.
You usually say it to my face. Usually I'm here for you to say it to my face.
When it comes to friends, per se, a lot of people can just, like, always put on a fake face. And it's like, you never know if they're being honest. Like, even people that I, like, meet in church and stuff like that, it's still so hard to have that type of connection, because it just doesn't feel like they necessarily want you around. Because you're, at least, like, you're younger than them by, like, probably, like, 5 years. And I don't know, there's just, like, a difference in connection that you have with certain people. And I don't feel like I connect on the same length as, like, those people connect with each other. And maybe I'm just the problem. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like we've all had the same issues with friends and all that, but mine is mainly my main friend that I talk to and everything moved states. And so I rarely see her. Rarely really even talk to her. Just randomly, sometimes we'll just send text to each other. And that's pretty much how we keep our friendship going. And then we'll randomly visit each other. She definitely comes here more often than I go there.
I mean, I guess I have 2 friends that live here, So I am obviously the one that moved away. So then it's hard to, hang out with them. But yeah.
Well, it's just really hard because I've had 2 friendships that we were friends for like at least a decade, more, like almost 2 decades with one of them. And in the long run, like one of them, kind of stabbed me in the back a little bit. And we had made up our friendship, and then it happened again. And I'm like, twice, you don't get another chance. Sorry. Because I think even though, like, with the whole situation, it's like, even if you, like, if, let's say, Chloe's my friend, while I might disagree with something she's saying, I'm not going to let my friends say something bad about her, especially publicly, which is what happened to me. And whenever I talked to this person about it, she was just like, well, I don't disagree with them. So it's, like, it was almost like, it's fine. And it's like, no, that's not okay. Like, if you were really my friend, you would stick up for me, even, like, if you did disagree with something that I said or did. Which, like, obviously, you're going to have disagreements with people. That didn't bother me. It was the fact that she wouldn't stand up for me and the person that I am. And that's why I was like, no, I can't be friends with you anymore. And she might disagree. Personally, I don't care. But, yeah. And the other time was just, like, a whole situation. And I have, I lose a lot of respect for people that aren't willing to come and talk to me about a situation. And instead just either cut me off because of something that they hear or something that doesn't even involve me. And so that's what happened with this other friendship. Technically, it was like a family friendship. And it was really sucky what happened. Obviously, I'm not going to get into it because it was like 2.5 years ago now. Something like that. And obviously, like, God decided for both of those friendships that they didn't need to last anymore and that they were getting toxic. So sometimes I still have a really hard time, what's the word? Like, being okay with that.
Accepting.
Yeah, accepting that it happened. And it's been a ongoing issue for me, just like with trying to make new friendships. Because one, I'm like, I don't want to annoy people. I don't want to be that person. Like, if they don't, kind of what you were saying, if they don't want to talk to me, like, I don't want to keep bothering them and like thinking that maybe they do want to have a conversation with me when they don't. And like, I know the phone goes both ways, and I get that. And in order to have a relationship, you got to make effort. But
it's only on your end is where it's like, okay, they obviously couldn't care less.
Yeah, but sometimes that's exactly what I was getting at. Is like, sometimes I feel like I'm the only one making the effort, and if I don't make the effort, then the conversation won't happen. And that's kind of where maybe it's my fault. I mean, maybe the person's thinking the same thing I'm thinking. I don't know, but it's just kind of like, if I reach out to you this time, I kind of expect you to reach out to me next time. Like, if you really want to form a friendship with me. And so that's, where it gets hard, I think, as an adult. And then on top of that, being a mom, because it's hard to make time, especially with like littles, make time for friends. Because you're always like, oh, well, this is happening or this is happening. And so there's always that as well. And I'm not just like pushing blame on people, because obviously I have, like I said, I have my own problems, and that's affected me in many ways as well. But, it could, I don't know. We'll see. It might change in the matter of years, but who knows? Wow, that got deep.
Uh-huh. You're saying.
But, yeah, I mean, I think as you mature and you grow up too, a lot, especially nowadays, a lot of people just aren't on the same path as you are or as we are. So like, for example, for the longest time, me and my husband were like the only people my age that were married. And I say for the longest time, it was like a year. But when most people, so I got engaged at 19, married right after I turned 20. Most people that age are not getting married. Like, far majority are probably not. Like, they might be seriously dating, or they might be just, goofing off, not worried about finding the one, trying to get through college, all those things. And so that was like a big change for me. And then I also had my first baby when I was like, I had just turned 22 that year, and definitely like no one was having babies at the time. Mm-hmm. Like some people had babies the next year, but like a majority of people were not having babies. So like once I was pregnant with my second daughter, it was like everyone was having babies. And it was like everyone was having their first baby while I was on my second. And it was like, so you still can't, like, you can relate a little bit more, but also not, because it's like now I have a toddler and a baby and you just have a baby. But so that's something that's hard. And then even these two sometimes don't understand. They'll be like, you want to play games tonight, or you want to talk on Discord tonight? And I'm like, what time? They're like 6:00, and I'm like, I gotta put my kids to bed. And sometimes it takes like 2 hours to get them down. Like, it's a different night every time. So, and
I'm about to experience that, so
you'll figure it out.
I've been mentally preparing myself, hanging around all like both my nieces, and just thinking, man, I really, really hope my children won't cause me so much grief, but I know they will. I know they will.
I can be like 100% real with this. I can barely handle your kids like 2 seconds if it was just me. So yeah, I couldn't imagine.
My kids are not bad. Don't let them.
No, they're not. They're not.
Okay, Sadie's a toddler. So she's in her like kind of terrible 2/3 phase where she'll throw fits a lot. So she can be like, I don't want to say necessarily bad, but she's a toddler. She acts like a toddler.
Emotional.
Yeah, she's just very emotional. They want what they want when they want it, and if they don't get it, then they're gonna throw a fit. But compared to a lot of other kids that I've seen and been around, I'm like, I'm doing pretty good, I think. Were you there when you went to Crest with me, right?
Which time we talking?
The time that oh no, maybe that was Rusty. There was a kid just wailing like the whole store. I don't know if he was crying, but he was like growling. He was like, roar! Like, you could hear him from like the other side of the store. It was so loud. It was hilarious, but yeah, anyway. I think after you have kids, you have a lot more respect for people that have kids. A lot of it is like, wow, your child's so freaking annoying. And then you have a kid and you're like, wow, my child's so freaking annoying. And it's like, people are like, wow, I'd never let my kid do that. And you're like, you think I let my kid do that?
You think they listen to me when I tell them no?
Yeah. You think they're going to listen? You're hilarious.
I've been sitting here thinking that same thing when I see one of those two do something. I'm like, oh great, is that what I have to look forward to? My child is going to do that someday. I'm like, I can handle emotions. If the kid's destructive, that's a whole nother thing. That's why I was so worried about having a boy. I don't even know what I would do with a boy. I've babysat girls my entire life. I got nothing for boys. And so I was just kind of praying that this one was going to be a girl, because I was like, I can handle girls. Like, let the first one be a girl. The next one can be a boy. That's fine. But this one needs to be a girl.
Boys are chaotic. You just throw them around like pinballs.
That's practically, I was worried. Yeah. I'm like, I'm glad I have girls. I mean, obviously I want a boy. Like, I would love to go watch him, like, a little boy play football or something. I say little boy, obviously probably be teenager. Yeah. But little boy,
yeah, he'd be the size of the football.
But also, yeah, I'm just like my oldest, really doesn't get into anything she's not supposed to, which my youngest, that might be a different story when she gets old enough. And she listens fairly well.
Okay, like today, she was opening one of the drawers and she pulled out nail polish, and I was like, Sadie, put that back. And then she looked at me. She was like, I was like, Sadie, put that back. And then she was like acting like she was gonna throw it or something. And then Rusty was like, put that back, and she was like,
it's really funny. If you don't use like your parent voice, they won't listen. If you're just like, put it back.
I was telling
You
her,
put it
but-
back. Put it back.
Yeah. you gotta have that mama stern voice, and otherwise they don't listen.
No, it's literally like, because sometimes Rusty will just be like, Sadie, 1, and she'll go 2, 3, and
Yes.
yeah, it's so bad. It's so hard not to laugh because
Then she'll just be like, oh, it's funny, I can do it again.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like, oh, I have to be a parent in this situation, and you're like, Sadie, 1, and then she's like, Mom's counting. This is serious, and then she'll start listening. But
have a bomb go off.
but no, it's
nuclear button.
You mean the Diet
What's that
Coke
red
button?
button do? Nuclear. Nuclear. How long have I been recording? Can you read that?
Dude, I need my eyes checked.
I think it's.
Yeah, that's true. You remember trying to get her to read Reddit stories? And she was having a stroke.
Listen, even when I read the Bible, I still read it wrong.
That's when Zacharias climbed the fig tree. Chloe, that's Zacchaeus. Zacharias!
We're like that time we were
And it's a
playing
sycamore tree.
that one game, Pine, what was it called?
Beacon Pines.
Beacon Pines, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I don't mind. And you're like, Chloe, read that again. I don't mind. Read it again. Oh, I do mind.
So accurate. I still have the video of you going, New England Premier.
I was literally watching that video the other day, and I was going to send it to you and say, I wish I was still this funny.
You just see it's like a Snapchat video from like 10 years ago. So you were like 12, somewhere in there. And she's reading.
Homework.
Like my mom's in the background trying to get her to read, like do her homework. And she goes, New England Premier. And you just see my mom go.
It was just a look of disappointment.
She was so disappointed.
My mom was like, I did not raise this child.
Who taught this kid how to read? This this darn Christian education teaching her nothing.
It's just like today when Dad asked me some questions about the military, army, whatever it was.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, I don't know a single thing. What branches are there?
Yeah, let's not even get into the quarter of an hour or a quarter of a century.
I was about to say, if it's 5:15, what time is it?
Don't ask me these questions.
If it's 5:30, what time is it? Oh dear goodness.
You can't.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh gosh. My brain went burr.
We had this conversation before.
Dude, rewatching that video was so painful. Just knowing, I was like, I felt like it was so long, and that it was actually that long. That wasn't even half of it because we had been talking before you started recording. And so it was even longer than that, and we were trying to explain it to her.
It's
was
okay,
crazy.
you cute.
I'm a little stupid sometimes.
It's okay, we still love you.
It's okay to be a little special sometimes. It's okay if you can't count numbers or count change.
Yeah.
Go change.
Or if you can't see the time, you don't know what the time is.
Oh gosh.
If you can't read a clock.
Just everything about school. I don't know how I passed.
They just
Pity.
felt sorry for you.
It was all pity.
They said, you'll go far someday. into the dirt. But
Someday it might be straight down, but you're going somewhere. Oh, you want to hug the emotional support cactus?
Better about myself.
I don't know what that is made out of, but that material is like so comforting in an odd way. Did you just get snot on my emotional support cactus?
It's okay.
How about we talk about the fact she had it flip kind of upside down? I believe we have gone pretty long.
Surpassed the 30-minute limit. How much of that was talking, though?
Yeah, that's
True story.
Wow.
True story. we need in the comments below what everybody's vocal stems are, because we have multiple, and they will come out a lot during this podcast.
No, I just have different personalities.
My sister had a baby. Well,
This is Patrick.
well, he's your baby. Anyway, okay, they'll definitely come out. That was there's a prime example. Anyway, that is going to be all for this time. We enjoyed talking to each other like
Very
all
much
this
so.
podcast will be, and we hope that you enjoyed listening. So if you did, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. We are currently on Spotify and YouTube. Yes, go follow our Instagram. I will have that linked somewhere, depending on what this is.
Description below on YouTube, and then however you can do it on Spotify.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you
And then
can't.
maybe eventually we'll be on Apple Podcasts. We'll have to figure that out. But anyway, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.